It's RS Berkane against Simba in the CAF Confederations Cup final. And this game is everything, literally everything to fight for. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so welcome back to the channel of African Football. My name is Dennis Kofi, but let me get straight into the game. So this was the scenes. This you are seeing was the scenes the last time these two teams played off in the CAF Confederations Cup. And this was after 90 minutes, a lot of tensions which happened the last time the two sides faced off. So this game will have everything at stake. RS Berkane are the current champions of Morocco, and they'll really be hoping for the unconventional, or let me say the other side of the treble, which will be winning the Morocco League, which they've already done. They're also in the round 16 stage of the Morocco Cup. So hopefully they can win that one. And then also down currently in the final of the CAF Confederations Cup. So if they win it, 3 trophies in one season. They can also have really good history in this competition, the CAF Confederations Cup, because since 2019, this is the 5th time, here's the 5th time they are playing the final of this competition. But quite ironically, they've won only 2 and then lost 2 finals. And the 2 finals they lost, both of them were with Zamalek. So historically, when it's not Zamalek they are facing in the Confederations Cup final, they always win it. They won the first one against Pyramids FC, then won the second one also against Orlando Pirates in 2022. So let's see how this one will go, whether they're going to win this time again against Simba, or maybe the story will change. For Simba, this is their first time in the final of a CAF competition in 30 years. Yes, the last time they actually played the final of a CAF competition was in 1993. So this is a team who, this is not where they are used to. They are new at this stage. The Simba team, as I said, is new at this stage. So not as experienced as RS Berkane will be in this competition currently. So Simba, just like RS Berkane, will also be hoping to win the unconventional treble because they are currently second in the Tanzania League. Quite a few points off the top, but they have some games in hand. And also then the semi-final of the Tanzania Cup, which is also winnable. Then there's the final of the CAF Confederations Cup, which they're about to play the final. So both teams could probably be in the run to win the unconventional treble. So let me start first by previewing the Simba team. And both Simba and Berkane have had 4 games to play in the last 2 weeks, which is a lot of games. They're literally playing a game every 3 days. But the advantage for Berkane is that they had already won the league. So the matches they were playing were for formality's sake. So they could afford to rest some key players, play some key players, trade here and there. But for Simba, they are actively chasing to win the Tanzania Premier League. In fact, mathematically, they are just 4 points behind the top with a game in hand. So they are really chasing. They don't have the luxury. They do not have the luxury to sort of rest players. So a player like Abdulrazak Hamza has played all the last 4 games they played in 2 weeks. A player like the goalkeeper Musa Kamara has also played all the last 4 games in those 2 weeks. They've not been able to rest between those times. Even other key players in the team like Jean Ahoua, even Fabrice Ngoma, Shomari Kapombe, all these players played 3 of the last 4 games in 2 weeks. So at least they got a game of rest, which is maybe a bit of good news for the Simba team. So Simba arrived in Morocco, I think about 5 days before the game for them to properly rest and also acclimatize for the match because it's everything. They need to prepare to the best and probably they are rested well enough. So for Simba, a lot of their key players in the team are actually fresh, like very fresh in the team in this season. So the top scorer of the team is that is Jean Ahoua. He came this season, the last transfer window. That was when he came in. The second top scorer is Lionel Ateba. He also came in just recently in the recent transfer window. Third top scorer is Stephen Mukwala, who also came in the transfer window before the start of the season. And even Eli Mpanzu, who has had very good contributions to the Simba team, also came in that transfer window. And the goalkeeper, Musa Kamara, also recently came in. So a lot of the players who have been performing so well and carrying the Simba team are literally very fresh in the team. That will mean the achievement to really reach the final after having a fresh and a new team is really one to commend because it's not easy to get a whole new squad and put them together to play and do what they are doing. But I also have to mention some of the engines who have been around for years. A player like Mohamed Hussein, the captain, who has been there for, I think, since 2014. There's Shomari Kapombe, who's been there since 2017. Even Kibu Dennis, who has been around for about 4 years now. So all these players also quite a bit of experience in the Simba team and also carrying the engine of the team. Now let me highlight some key players for Simba going into the game against that is RS Berkane. And I think first to mention has to be this man, Jean-Charles Ahoua, who came from the Ivory Coast to Simba at the start of the season. And it's literally been sort of the man of Simba, because he's currently the top scorer for Simba, a top assist maker for Simba in the league, also the top scorer for Simba in the Confederations Cup, and top assist maker for Simba in the Confederations Cup too. He's literally the man who everything runs through. And playing as an attacking midfielder, he has the ability to literally go past a lot of players, dribble with ease. He has the ability to pick the good passes and also a very good technique to take quite some good shots and score. So he's the man who has really literally been running everything for Simba this season, both in the Confederations Cup and in the Tanzania Premier League also. Then another revelation has to be this man, Musa Kamara, the goalkeeper, who has literally commanded the post for Simba. He has the most clean sheets in the Tanzania League this season. Also was very crucial in Simba making it to the final. Even in the quarterfinal, he made about, I think, 2 or 3 penalty saves to lead them to this stage. Even in the semis against Stellenbosch, he kept a clean sheet in both games and made very crucial saves when he was needed to make sure that Simba didn't concede. And he's also very experienced both globally and also on the African continent. He's played in the Under-17 World Cup, played in the Under-20 World Cup, played in the AFCON, quite a lot in the Champions League with Horoya in Guinea. So this is an experienced man who has a lot of experience and bringing that to play for Simba. This man, Fabrice Ngoma, is also going to be key for Simba in the game, especially in the first leg, I think. Ngoma has really been one of the key defensive midfielders on the African continent in recent times, and he always imposes his presence on the pitch. Anytime he's playing, he's always available, stepping into challenges and dragging opponents off the ball, and also quite good in terms of dictating play also with very good technique. So he's going to be very key for Simba in this game playing against that is RS Berkane. And he also has a lot of experience playing on the continent, playing with Raja, playing with AS Vita, even playing with Al Hilal in most recent times, and has shown very good leadership at times when the captain of the team, Mohamed Hussein, isn't on the pitch. So he's going to be key in this game for Simba. Then there's Abdulrazak Hamza, who has been a rock for Simba since he joined them at the start of the season. He's very strong, winning duels both in the air and also winning duels on the ground. You can see him diving in front of any shots to make blocks, making clearances. He's there making tackles. He's literally your main presence in terms of centre-backs for Simba this season. Then one man I think will really be very crucial for this game for Simba, especially will be the coach, Fadlu Davies, because he has a lot of experience with the RS Berkane team. Back in 2022, RS Berkane won the CAF Confederations Cup, and Fadlu Davies was the co-coach of Orlando Pirates, the team they beat in the final. So he was beaten by RS Berkane in 2022. He's got a bit of a taste of how Berkane play in the final. Also last season, he was the assistant coach for that is Raja Casablanca in Morocco, and they won the league unbeaten. Also was assistant coach. So he also has a taste of Berkane from that point. So knowing Berkane, how they play in finals, how they play in the Confederations Cup, how they play also locally in their league, I think he'll bring a lot of experience from his knowledge, his knowledge in a way of mapping up a strategy and a plan to stop Berkane in this game. For Berkane, well, experience is the name of the team for them because they have a lot of experience players in the team. Starting with this man, Isufu Dayo, who joined RS Berkane in 2015. And from then till now, he's been present 10 years at the club, now the leader, the captain of the team. He's literally witnessed everything for RS Berkane. There's also Ayub Kahiri, who joined in 2021. So he was there to witness the last time RS Berkane won the Confederations Cup in 2022. He knows how it's done. There is also Hamza El Masawi, who joined in 2021, also knows how it was when they won the Confederations Cup last time in 2022. Then even Yusuf Zahaudi, who joined in 2019, and these days he's mostly used as an impact sub, but then he also knows the culture and everything that runs through the club because he's been around for about 6 years now. But apart from the players I mentioned, which out of the 4 of them, about only 2 of them are sure starters now. The rest of the Berkane team is literally new to in terms of winning the CAF Confederations Cup with RS Berkane. So it shows a bit of a team that has hunger, that also has experience in the team. So it's a mixture of the two, which is a good sort of combination going into this final playing against Simba. But let me also highlight a few key players for that is RS Berkane, as I did with Simba. And let me start first with this man, the goalkeeper, Mene El Kazawi, who is a very experienced goalkeeper with Morocco, was at the World Cup in 2018, has been at different AFCONs, has literally been experienced both on the continent and outside. the continent. And this season, he's been one of the main reasons why RS Berkane have conceded very few goals, both locally and also in the CAF Confederations Cup, and leading them on. Then there is Isufu Dayo, who joined in 2015, as I mentioned, and he's now literally a legend at the club, currently the captain of RS Berkane. And apart from his defensive duties, he has a lot of offensive threats, very good technique. So he takes penalties for RS Berkane. Also, very good threat from set pieces. When corners are coming, when free kicks are coming from acute angles, he's always around to give that threat. And it's no surprise that he's currently the second top scorer of RS Berkane. Yes, as a centre-back, he's the second top scorer of the team in this season. But in recent times, he really doesn't seem to be playing a lot more time. So I'm not so sure about him even starting this final for Berkane. Then there's also Mamadou Lamine Camara from Senegal, who has been playing as a defensive midfielder for Berkane. He literally scans through the areas in front of the centre-backs in order to neutralize threats and stop opponents. But even apart from that, he has very good technique, which makes him sort of a deep line playmaker, sort of. So he doesn't only stop the threats, but also has the ability to build attacks from midfield. Gives a lot of line-breaking passes to take off about maybe 3 or 4 players with just one pass. He has that good technique, and I think he's really been influential to how Berkane's success has been this season. Then there's Yacine Laberi, who has been very good this season for Berkane. Literally a link between the midfield and also attack, because you always find him progressing the ball, giving the forward passes, controlling the game, making sure that the game is flowing. The man who literally everything runs through in terms of connecting between defense and attack. Then I have to mention Osama Lamloui, who is literally your top scorer for Berkane this season. He's had a brilliant year this season. He's the top scorer for Berkane in the league, the top scorer for Berkane in the Confederations Cup. You always find him either in the box or outside of the box, in front of the penalty area, looking to get onto a pass, to get onto a cross. When a pass comes, he's always around to connect and then get the goals for RS Berkane. But I have to talk about this man, Haitham Manawi, who was very influential, very influential in Berkane reaching this final. In the semi-final against Constantine, he provided 2 assists in that game because he was playing so much attacking in that game. But then in the second leg, he got injured and he hasn't played for Berkane again since then. But the last reports from RS Berkane, they said he was going to be off for a few weeks. There hasn't been any new updates. I'm really assuming that he's probably been fit and they are saving him for this game against Simba. Because if he doesn't play, he'll be a big miss for RS Berkane. But there wasn't actually any news whether he was fit or not. But he's going to be another crucial piece of the puzzle for RS Berkane when the game happens. So this game is a home game for RS Berkane, and I'm really expecting them to come all out, full guns blazing, looking to get the goals, looking to get a win. Probably get a 2+ goal advantage in the first leg so they can at least be comfortable going into the second leg, which will be played in Tanzania. Because of this, I'm expecting the Berkane coach, Moin Chabani, to really play a lot of his attackers. So I'm expecting Berkane to start really strong in this game, try and search for a goal in the very early minutes, which will sort of make them a lot more comfortable and then look for more goals and win the game by a bigger margin in this game, especially in front of their fans. For Simba, well, I'm expecting a much more conservative approach for them because they will have to avoid losing this game by a 2+ goal margin, which will make the second leg a bit more competitive for them. So I'm expecting Simba to play at least 6 defensive-minded players, maybe your 4 centre-backs, 2 DMs, at least 6 of them to screen the team. At least, maybe it could be more, but at least 6 defensive-minded players to sort of neutralize the full attacking flow of RS Berkane. But an area which I think will be very crucial in this game will be the left-hand side of Simba's attack, whether it's Ellen Panzo playing from that area or it's Steven Mukwala playing from that left-hand side of the attack. And that's simply because Berkane from their previous games attack a lot in terms of overlapping, underlapping on that right-hand side and creating chances from there. And, when they attack, and when there's that much focus in terms of attacking, there's also a bit of space left in that area. So whether Mukwala will play as a striker and then drift to the left to play, or Ellen Panzo will play as a left winger and then have to run through that channel, I think there will be a lot of focus at that area in terms of trying to create chances in the game for Simba. The last time these two teams met was actually a 2-0 win for that is RS Berkane, which was in Morocco, and both of those goals came from set pieces. So that also tells you the threat of Berkane, that even apart from open play, they really have a big threat from set pieces, especially if Isufu Dayo is starting the game. He's such a big threat when it comes to the set pieces. So it's these two teams again, RS Berkane and Simba, in the final, the first leg of the final of the CAF Confederations Cup. Tell me in the comments who you think is your favorite to win this one.